Good evening and welcome to my kitchen encounters, and I'm so happy to get this opportunity to share my kitchen and my cooking with you. I've been cooking for years and I think pickles really make it very exciting. It's a very exciting thing to do in the kitchen, and I would first like to thank the Consul General, Mrs. Pratibha Parker, for giving me this amazing opportunity and invite to come and share my work. And I thought, and I think Ruby and Jessie have really helped me out, giving me the support that I needed to start this. Well, why I'm doing pickles? I think pickles are such an essential part of our Indian cuisine. It's spicy. It's every state has its own recipe. Every state has ways of adding spice and the spice quotient. It's so exciting to have this on your plate. There are so many different kinds of varieties of vegetables, and some even do non-vegetarian pickles. I'm into vegetarian cooking, and I'm going to teach you today 4 recipes which are very close to my heart. One is very exciting, it's a little different, so I'll share the ingredient later. But for now, I would like to start with a South Indian recipe. It's a tomato pickle called tomato tokku, and I really love that because it goes very well with dosas. It goes very well with rice, curd rice, and it has this nice, amazing flavor. Now, how am I doing it differently? Because I have moved various countries, and I realized that there are times you don't get all the ingredients that you're really looking for. So you have to modify and play around with what you have. So here I found this tomato mark which I use. So I think that is a good possibility. Then geha tomaten, which really works very well. And this is my platter that I'm going to be using for tomato tokku. So let's get started. Pickles, actually, I feel that pickles add that little extra onto your plate. The spice quotient makes life very interesting. You actually use whatever ingredients and then it stays for a long time. So the day you are falling short of time, or you don't have enough vegetables available, you don't have a variety, then pickles come really very handy. Plus, the whole idea of pickle is also because of the spice factor. When you smell the pickle, for example, here are I will show you these later. Your mouth immediately waters, and that saliva is so important for digestion. And immediately when the first bite of food that you take, this saliva really helps you to digest your food in your mouth first. So that's the first part of your digestion system. So in Indian cuisine, pickles are always an integral part of your food plate. So I heat the gas, and you can stove, and you can use any oil. I found this Sonnenblumen oil. You will get the recipe, the exact measurements. I will be putting it up, so you can check that out. Now let it get nice and hot. And this is asafoetida, the hing. It's very pungent, but I love it, and it's very good for digestion as well. So we use that. And now it's getting hot, and there is mustard and there is fenugreek. These are both very, very important part of the South Indian cuisine. So there you go. Oh my gosh, it's already smelling so good. I think I could add a little more. This is my spice box. And fenugreek is very good for digestion because it has this very good herbal and very good medicinal value. It has a medicinal value as well. So it's a good idea to use this. I hear the crackling of the mustard. And then you have, these are lentils which are used, that is the chana dal and the black dal, the urad dal, and I put that as well. These are white because I can't wash them, so I wipe them dry and dry them up, and then I allow them to color a bit. Oh my gosh, it smells amazing. Then a dear friend has given me some curry leaves, which are again a very integral part of South Indian cuisine. The combination is so amazing in our in the kitchen right now. The whole thing really fills up very, very well. Then this is a ginger garlic and ginger garlic and green chili paste, which I use. I make a little extra, mix it with some olive oil, and I keep it in the refrigerator so that it lasts me for at least a week. You can just peel your ginger, garlic and green chilies and then make it as spicy as you like. So this is what it looks like. And now once it gets a little golden, and you can again, in Indian cuisine there is a saying called swad anusar, means according to your taste. We use it very, very often. So we basically can alter it to our taste. If you like a little less ginger, you can do less ginger, or garlic, less garlic, as you please. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Now wait, I'm doing this one first because this will take about 30 minutes to cook. And so I'll just put it away until then we do the next recipe. This goes really very well with curd rice or anything that is very subtle. This is my nice spice tray. It's got roasted pachforan. It's got 5 spices together. The curry leaves, the roasted mustard powder, the roasted methi powder, that's the fenugreek powder, sambar powder. Then there is the turmeric powder, chili powder, the salt, and this is the pickle masala, which I'll be using for a North Indian recipe. Okay, now this looks good. And now I take this can of tomatoes and just stick them in. Can you hear that? And this is the tomato paste that goes in as well. It adds to the thickness as well as gives it a little nicer color. And since this time the tomatoes are a little sweet, so I add a handful of, just lightly cleaned tamarind. Tamarind is a fruit. For those who don't know what is tamarind, it's a very nice Indian. Indians use it a lot. It's a fruit from a tree which is very, very sour. Now there it goes. Now you can see this is all coming together. I mix it all in. And today behind the video are my kids, my son who lives with us, and my daughter. So they both are handling the background. The chili powder, again according to your taste, and a bit of salt. Turmeric. Turmeric is very, very good for inflammation. Most of these spices and herbs that we use in India are very, very good, for the body. They have some medicinal values, and so provided we eat in moderation again. Okay, now so this has to cook through till the oil seeps out. It has to reduce, so we shall leave that. Oh my gosh, I wish I could get this aroma across to you. Now this simmers at 5 while I pick up my wok and start the next one. Now, ta-da! This is my recipe of the day, green apple pickle. Now that is my green mango here. In India we use a lot of raw mangoes for pickles, and it's got this nice tartness which I really felt was very close to a raw mango fruit. And I was dying to just have some raw mangoes, and I thought, why not give these green apples a little bit of a makeover and make some pickles. So what I did was I just chopped them, I washed them and I chopped them, and I put them in the sun for about 2-3 hours, really hot sun. And in case you do not have the sun, you can also leave it out in the open in the warmest part of your house. So what happens is it does get a little oxidized, but the thing is, it's very, there is no extra moisture, because the moment we put salt into it, what is going to happen is it's going to leave a lot of water, which we don't want in the pickle. But this pickle also, you can eat it pretty much the very day, but as it ages, it tastes even better. So I have taken one red onion, few pods of garlic. The recipe shall be given to you at the end, and then there are about 2 apples. Now since I use any oil, honestly, in north of India we would normally use mustard oil. South of India they use a lot of sesame oil. In the east they would use mustard oil again. But for me, since we are such global citizens, we have to make do with whatever is available. So I just use, because what is more important is that I enjoy what I'm cooking. And I feel most of your food comes from your heart, and I believe in sharing a lot of recipes and food with the people, because I think food really brings people together. And to add spice, you have to have the pickles. Okay, now it's hot. I reduce it a bit. Now this recipe is also very, very simple. So I take this roasted mustard powder. So once it gets a little warm, I bring it down a bit, because I don't want to burn my spices. And I add roasted mustard powder. Roasted mustard powder adds a little sourness as it ages, and also adds body to the pickle. Then there's roasted fenugreek, which is a little bitter, so we don't do a lot. So for those, and it's very good for bones, especially after women have babies. In India we use a lot of fenugreek powder for the mother, because it helps her to ease her pain in her body. Now I just let it cook a bit.
How high is the heat?
It's just about 6, so not so, it's just about simmering on a very. Then chilies, to add that little X factor, and you can add as much of chili as you like. Turmeric again. In India, turmeric is considered really very, very important part of the cuisine. And salt. Salt in the pickles are always a little extra, because you have to use the vegetable for preserving, and salt and oil really helps preserve. You can see this looks, oh my gosh, I wish I had a hot dosa to eat it right away. At such times, I really miss my friends, because I love to make a lot and then send it across to my friends. Now, can you see this color changing? And there's this nice smell of this mustard, as well as the fenugreek. And I just put it all together and mix through. Now since the heat is a little on the lower side, I'm sure that it's not going to cook the apples, which I don't want, because I'm going to put them in the sun and let it cook very, very slowly. Now you can, even in winters, I made a big jar in the winter season, and what I do is I just leave it in, whenever there is sunshine, I just leave it for a while. Otherwise, keep it in the warm part of your house. Now can you see this? This is one recipe that is to die for. And honestly, green apple is my new mango. So this is done. So I put it. Now this goes into a jar later on, and once it's a little cool, it goes into the jar and I'll put it into the sun for it to cure. And for initial days, it will leave a little water because apples do have a little water, but then there is a sweetness and tartness that takes in all the spices, which make it very, very delicious. There you go. Ta-da! This looks yummy. Now again, my next one is radish and carrots. Now this is again a very strong, pungent and a very very interesting recipe. Very, very interesting recipe because the radish is very, very pungent. It's very, very pungent, and the carrots give the sweetness. So what happens is, when I put these two together, there is a nice aroma to the whole thing. So it's very smelly. The first 2 days, 4 days when I left it in the house, it's like really smelling because of the radish. But you know, when you eat it with dal and the paratha, it just takes your food to another level, and you can almost have it like a salad. It's very strong, so you can have it with anything that is a little bland, but goes very well with a paratha and North Indian dal. So I'll teach you how to make this. This is again a very simple recipe. So for this again, we heat some oil. Again, the recipe, I have all made recipe cards, so you can look at this. Oh my gosh, this is a killer. Now at this point, you can see that the tomatoes have got mushy. Now some even add a little bit of jaggery, which is the molasses, but I do not like to do it because here anyway the tomatoes are a little on the sweeter side. In India you get these local tomatoes which are so strong and so sour that you need to add some extra bit of sweetness, and it balances that sweet and sourness. Now for the carrot and radish pickle, I've heated the oil.
A lot of users that would like your spice stack with them.
Oh, yeah, it's a very interesting thing I would like to show you. It's not very clean. It's not very clean, but I'm happy to share. These are all some of them. It's not very clean, but these are all my different mixes that I use, and some of them are made by me. There's a chole masala, there's a lemon rice I have made, there's a pulao masala I have made, there's a Sri Lankan masala, pav bhaji masala. So I've got all kinds of, and I have a lot in my basement as well. Okay, now this is warm. Okay, again the mustard as it ages gets the sourness to the pickle. So again we add mustard. Oops. So there's a little bit of mustard. Now this is regular black mustard that you can roast for about 5 minutes, and then a little bit of fenugreek. Then chili as much as you like. I think you would have heard of Jaipur. in Jaipur they eat so much of chili, the food is very, very spicy. So there it's another. And then there's Andhra Pradesh, where it's very famous for its chilies. So for me, it's like I like to do it in such a way that my children can have it, and I can give it to even my friends from here. And then there is salt. So again, just the 4 powders, nothing much. And then this goes in.
And these have been dried.
These have been sun dried, for washed, peeled and sun dried for about 2-3 hours, so that it doesn't have any moisture on the top. So you can see it's all dry, just a bit shriveled up, not too much, but just a bit. And then the heat is off because we don't want to cook them. Oh my god, this, I think I'm going to be smelling of spice today and my neighbors are going to wonder what's happening. And in this we also add a little bit of vinegar. So just a wee bit, not too much. Yeah, it's about 2 of these, so it's about 1 teaspoon. That's half a teaspoon. So just about that. And this tastes so good just the way it is. You could even put green chilies if you like in this. And it just tastes awesome. Now this is done. Isn't that quick and so easy? I mean, you don't need to go and buy from a store, and most of the ones you get at the store have preservatives. You can buy your own. You decide what you want to put in your pickles, and you are not dependent on the stores. Some of them have expired stuff which you don't want to take back home. I've had a bad experience once, and since then I have decided I'm not going to do it. I think I can pickle anything. Just this week I have done the craziest thing, and that is, if I tell you, you will not believe it, but my family is happy to experiment. They never complain, or they don't have a choice. I had bought raw bananas, and I used the peels of the raw bananas. I washed them nicely and I boiled them, and then I use them for my cooking, for kind of a sauteed with chickpea powder and little sugar, and it tastes just very, very nice with all the spices. And in fact, I just went a step forward. We had eaten 4 bananas, the ripe ones, and I had these bananas. I said, what do I do with the peel? Let me try with this. And I made a chutney out of it, and we just lapped it up with rice. So the thing is, I have lived in places where sometimes there were no vegetables available, and I saw my mother using every scrap of vegetable that she got. And there are parts of India where, you know, there's the seasons are such, you don't get any vegetables, and people will use everything that they have. And so that is how I experiment with everything that is around me. So I have made brinjal pickle because somebody said, why didn't have you tried brinjal? It was like a challenge, and I said, why not? I should do that as well. So you name it, and I have tried it. And for me, it's never say no. It may fail one time, but it's always good to try another time. Okay, let's go to our. Ooh, does that look good? Now at this point, the oil is all out, and the tomatoes have cooked. There's not much water, and so now what I'm going to do is, there's something called sambar powder. It's very typically used in the south of India. So I take that and I put it. And in case you don't have sambar powder, I would just use even the curry powder that you get, because I feel that no recipe should be so difficult and so stringent that you have to follow it. I always feel that use what you have. Do not go looking for ingredients, and because you can't find one ingredient, you say, hey, I don't have an ingredient and so I can't use it. So just go ahead, experiment. This is not there, let's try this out. You never know, your family may just love it. And that's what I do. Sometimes things are not there available, and I just find a substitute. So let me know if there are any questions. My son and my daughter will read them out to me, and I'm happy to answer them on the go, because I always feel that you have to have substitutes for everything, and you have to have all your questions answered when you are doing something like this. So please let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer them. In fact, since I started cooking at 7, by the time I was 10, I was cooking dinner every day. And credit goes to my parents, because my mother always experimented a lot with food, and my father was always appreciating, and I was always out to please him. So every day it was a nice journey. By the time I was 13, if my mother had get-togethers for about 20-25 people, I had my dishes which I was making, like stuffed okra and rice and different kind of curries as well, pakoras, parathas, you name it, I've done it all. And so that is how I got into hotel management. And when I really enjoyed that part of the journey, I wanted to be a chef, but then marriage happened and we moved countries, so we never had a chance. Okay, the next one. Yeah.
There's a quick question. How many days can you store tomato pickle?
Tomato pickle, if cooked very well, when there is enough oil coming out, it stays. I have kept it for years. So, and also what is very important is how a pickle stays longer is you have to use a dry spoon, always. Never put a wet spoon, because that's how the fungus will start. So once it has gone down with so much oil seeping out, you can, that's when you know that it's, I would still cook it a little more, so that I'm completely sure there's no moisture from the tomatoes. And I have had pickles for years and never had any problems. So yeah, and I have tried this with, even like I was in Indonesia, and we got these really small green tomatoes, and I made a pickle out of them. Some of it is there on the table, I'll show you later. It was one of the best pickles, and my friend said, "My God, how did you think about it?" I said, "Let me just try it out," and it was yummy. So I feel that every vegetable can be used.
Second question from Smriti Gupta. For how much time should we leave carrot and radish pickle in the sun?
I'll say about 3-4 hours if it's really hot sun, and just when you put it in the sun, just after about half an hour, just turn it upside down so that it's dry from all sides. So at least 3-4 hours if it's hot sun. And if it is in the winters, you're leaving it inside the house, just leave it on a dining table and leave it overnight.
Kati Rao asks, do you need to refrigerate these pickles?
I have not refrigerated any of my pickles, because I feel that, when it comes from the heart, you just tell them that I love you, and I think they just stay on. I mean, this carrot pickle was, I had put less oil, and the water was seeping out, and I just left it in the sun, and I said, I don't know whether it would survive, but it did. So I feel that when you're cooking from your heart, you know that you have a connection and it won't get spoiled.
Vaishali Kulkarni, who also asked the first question, asks, are there any other examples of pickles also?
Oh, there are plenty. There's so many kinds of pickles. I will show you. I've made turmeric, I've made ginger, I've made mangoes, of course different kinds of mangoes. I think you can use any, and my next challenge is to find the local. I have made mixed pickle, which is a very Punjabi pickle that I have made. So you can pickle almost anything. Okay. So next one is a very quick one. If you can eat it right away. It's with onions, garlic, and green chilies, but you can also put red chili if you like. Now this is almost like I would say almost like a salad, and it goes really very well with maki dal or any of those strong dals, rajma, very Punjabi. So you can use this for a very, when you want to make something a little extra and you don't want to cook too much another curry with your dal and tandoori roti, this is your perfect to go.
Smriti Gupta also asks, after how many days is the carrot radish pickle ready to eat?
You can eat it if your family says, can we have it tomorrow? I think they would just have it immediately. You can have it because the mustard and is a little bit, mustard is already roasted. The bitterness is slightly there from the methi, but it's not so strong that you can't have it. So you can have it immediately. Okay, so this one goes there. Now the next one is I could almost call it an onion salad actually. So you just put some oil, heat it a bit, and I have this, for this I use pachforan. Now what is pachforan? It has got soft, and it's got this amazing smell of methi, mustard, jeera, soft, and kalonji. It is nigella seed. So you take them in equal proportion and you just roast them on a tawa and just make it into a powder. So, and I'm sending you the recipe of that along with my other recipes. So you take this pachforan, just slightly heat it and switch it off. We don't want to cook this at all because I don't want my onions very limp right now. So I just put about a tablespoon, and salt, very little turmeric, and for this I could add chili flakes to give it that little extra. If you, and since there's green chili, I don't want to put a lot of red chili in this, but if you like, please go ahead. There is no hard and fast rule. I feel in cooking you have to just give your family what you really enjoy. Now in this, there is something different that I do. This garlic has to be pounded. So you take it in the pestle and mortar, and that is when the flavors are released. Can you see that? So I just want to give it a nice pound, so the flavors, if you like, you can do the same thing with green chilies. I could even do that. I mean, it just, oh, strong. There you go. There you go.
So while you're doing this, also additional questions coming in.
Yes.
So Chanda Banerjee asks, can I use any fruit in place of vegetables, say like apples?
Yes, of course. I would use fruits and just try them out, because I feel fruits is an extension of vegetables. So I think you never say never to anything. Just be open to it. And in this, I put a little vinegar.
Smriti
Yes.
Gupta also asks again, after how many days is the carrot radish? That was a question we already answered. An additional question from Tanya Gupta. Can you please tell green apples are the same which are available easily in the market, or some
yes.
sour apples that I have to find?
No, it's the green apple. You get these packs of 6 sometimes, and then you also get them in an open thing, so you can just buy those. They have to be green, because green has a tartness and that has a tanginess and the sweetness. So I think it just does justice to the. Oh yes, I think I blundered out here. I've forgotten one, so I need to just put this back. Okay, now this is ready.
Smriti Gupta would also like you to share the recipe of the pachforan.
Yes, I will. I have already made a small little post, and you will be getting it by the end of the day. After this. Okay, so look at this. So this is done. Now, I'm sorry. In this, I just forgot the one ingredient that I really wanted to add. So I'm just putting it back into this. So we put the turmeric, the chili powder, we have put roasted mustard, we have put roasted methi, and we have to put a little bit of ready mix pickle masala.
Where can you get this?
You will get it in any of these shops in India. So that kind of really gives it another punch. So I had, like, you could use any. I had two, so I would use any. It doesn't matter. But in case you don't have to fret. It's not that it's the end of the world. So
Rani Maheb Bayat asks, how long do these pickles last?
well, my apple pickle has been there for almost 3 months now, and my tomato pickle has lasted me a long time. And we just moved back to Germany this summer, and I have carried my pickles. The tomato pickle, it's still there. The green pickle, the turmeric pickle is there. So if you keep them well, they have enough oil, then they really last. You have to make sure that there is enough salt, there is enough oil in it, and they are kept well. Do not put a wet spoon because that starts the fungus. So now I think
It's also good for reference that the tomato pickle is still cooking.
Yeah, it's still cooking because I just put the sambar masala, and so there you go. So I'm done with. I think we have time for one more pickle. I think I'll throw. I had planned 4. Now can you see this? I think we need the lights.
Yeah.
Now can you see this? This looks even better. So.
Mridula Singh asks, can you give us a quick recipe for cauliflower pickle?
Cauliflower pickle, yes. Well, again, the same thing. We normally have a cauliflower, carrot, and shaljam, turnips. So you cut them into small pieces and you put them in, duck it into very hot water for about, say, just 2 minutes. And then take them out and put them in a very hot sun for about almost 5-6 hours so that they shrivel up and there is no moisture at all. And then you do grind, you put oil, and then you have ginger, garlic, onion paste, and you cook it till all the oil is out. And you put spice powder like methi, you put chilies, turmeric, again mustard powder, and lots of salt, and then sugar. In that you put gur as well, and lots of vinegar. And then you mix it all together and put the vegetables together inside. Really mix them very well, and then put them in the sun. So normally you can eat them immediately, but it tastes nicer as it ages because the vinegar and the mustard, everything, the flavors really blend very well. And since it's a very Punjabi achar, then you have to put garam masala in it. So you can either make your own garam masala or you can do. And in case you don't eat onion garlic, you can also do it without it. It's like, I feel a recipe has to be able to give a, you should be having options. There is no recipe which says it has to be this way or you can't eat it. So I'm called the Jugaad Queen. I'm like my previous food group in Düsseldorf, they called me Bacha Kucha Queen because I would just put in everything, something together and something else would come out. So I love playing around with ingredients. Now I'll give you one more. I wasn't sure we have the time. What can you not have? This is one pickle that everybody loves. So this is like a 2-minute thing. So this, we don't even need to heat up. We just need to mix it in this. So this is your bonus recipe, which is not there. But in case you want, I'll put in later. There, you can show this pickle. It's almost done.
It's quite thick.
Yeah. The oil is out, and yes, now we can just close it. It's all the moisture is away. You could even add pieces of garlic in it. It gives a very nice feel to the whole. You can see that there is no moisture in it. It's more like a chutney, but it tastes really, really good. Now for this pickle, I would just take it in a pot and just add salt. Not without mirchi ka achar, without the chili pickle, I think India would collapse. I think every household has to have a mirchi ka achar. Then little haldi. No chili, please. We don't want chilies in this. Then roasted mustard powder. a bit of asafoetida, and then I just heat up some oil. And
Asafoetida is hing, right?
hing, yes. And I think it's asafoetida is very good for digestion. So, I mean, I still use it when we have a tummy ache, had a not a good meals, and we just apply it on our belly in warm water. So it's just about hot.
How high is the heat?
It's just about bubbling, so it's just about hot. That's it. And then I put it into the bowl, pour it on top. And since this was not part of the deal, but since I'm doing it, and a squeeze of lime. And I just need to pick up one more lemon. I mean, you can smell the spices, and you can the way they blend is really amazing, and they all are so good for the body if eaten in moderation. There you go. And then mix.
Smriti Gupta asks, can we also use olive oil?
Oh yes, you can, but don't heat up too much. The only earlier I used to use, I mean, once, like for this pickle, now when it is cooled down, I could add olive oil now, because olive oil shouldn't be heated. It's toxic if you heat up olive oil. It's cold pressed, so you don't use that. But once it is cool, I would just put it. So now if I want to put some more oil, then I would do it. So can you see this? This looks so good. Okay, so you have a bonus recipe. Any other questions? Now in this lockdown, I can't even send it to any of my friends. But it would be so nice if we had the entire group here. We have a nice potluck group, and I'm missing them now. We could have all had nice parathas and achar. Oh my gosh, where is the dosa now? There you go.
Nina Mohan says the onion salad would be great with maa ki dal.
Oh yes, it's a very Punjabi. So this is.
What kind of pan are you using for the tomato pickle by Smriti Gupta?
It's a stainless steel pan. It's a stainless steel pan. So here is my spread of pickles. I would like to show you some of the things that I have. So we have our tomato pickle, the green apple pickle, the green chili pickle, then we have carrot and radish pickle, then we have the onion pickle. There is paratha, which is very different. It's with full oats, like the oats from the regular supermarket, with kale leaves and a little bit of atta, and I mix it together, and a more proportion of oats, and I think it really gives that little bite, and it's very healthy, and it tastes very good. And I put a little bit of achar masala in it, so it gives that little extra spice. Now this is my treasure. So this also is my, you can't even imagine how tasty this is, and I just made it specially for you guys. It's green apple chutney. Now, can you imagine? For me, green apple is my, like I said, is the mango, and I'm making mutiyas out of it. I'm making theplas out of it. I have used it for I don't know how many things. I'm really forgetting. But this one is really nice. You can have it again with dosas or rice. It tastes very good with curd rice as well. So you have just green apples with a little bit of garlic. You can put some peanuts, salt, green chili and red chili, and you just blitz it in a food processor and make it into a nice chutney. And you can see, and I just put some chili flakes. You can see this, and it's so delicious. I can't tell you. You don't need to put anything sour, but it just tastes wonderful. Then I have this peanut pori that I make. It's peanuts with garlic and salt and chili powder, lots of chili powder, and it stays even for a year. I used to give it to my son when he was on his own, so I would just pack it up, and you can use it on sandwiches. You can put it on your a wrap, or you just mix it in the yogurt. You can grind it finer and put it into yogurt and make a peanut chutney. Then this one has come with me from Indonesia. I had a huge tree of curry leaves, and so this is curry leaves pori. And guess what I have put inside this? I have put oats in this. I wanted to experiment, so I put oats and also some and some dals. So I just wanted to give it a little more body with oats. So it tastes it. This is also very delicious. This is my lemon pickle. Yes, this I must tell you. This what I do.
So there are requests to also upload a recipe of the parathas.
Okay, so I have a, and so this is what I do. Now this lemon pickle is made entirely of these peels. So every morning I have lemon juice with honey and cinnamon powder, and so I have these peels, and I really feel bad throwing it because it has more vitamin C. So what I is I put a lot of salt and put it for about almost 3 months, or I would just boil them and then make pickle out of it. So this pickle is just too good and full of vitamin C. Then this is turmeric and mango with garlic. This also has come with me from Indonesia, because Indonesia we would get a lot of fresh turmeric, haldi. This is mango, which has traveled with me. You can see the little bit of extra oil because then it really stays. Then this is again from Indonesia, which I'm carrying. It's called hinka char, which is very popular in India, north of India. It's a very typical Uttar Pradesh recipe in which you have just mangoes and lots of hing. It's so strong with hing and chili powder. Now this is from Maharashtra. It's called thecha, mirchi ka thecha. It has got green chilies and peanuts and garlic, which are roasted on a tawa with a little oil, and then you crush it, and then I just cook it a little bit so that it stays dry. And this also stays out. I have no problem. It hasn't got spoiled. It's been there almost for a month. Then this is again the pickle, but I have just made it into smaller pieces for eating a little. And this is my 3-month-old pickle, apple pickle. So you can see how it is. Yeah, so it's just, you can see the difference in the color as it ages. It becomes a little, it just looks a little different. Then last but not least, this is my green tomato achar, which I had these baby tomatoes, which I have again carried from Indonesia. Now you can see I came last May. It's almost a year, and this just looks perfect. It's very tasty with dosas and curd rice. So I have shared almost all the recipes. I have a food blog called Kitchen Encounters. We'll be putting the link on the Facebook page at the end of this video. But if you have any questions right now, please feel free to ask me. And even later, if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Kaustav Chakrabarti asks, do you sell? I would like to buy.
I don't sell, but yeah, I'm happy to share the recipes. Yeah, it's again, I have never sold it. I just make because I love doing this.
Yeah, would love to get the paratha recipe as a write-up as well.
Yeah, this paratha is, I think, it just got a little dry because I left it open so that it doesn't sweat. But it is so good with kale leaves that you get frozen in the supermarket. You get a bag of chopped kale. So I use that with little lots of oats, bit of dinkel meal because the atta is missing now, so I just use, and I don't even go to the Indian store because I feel that they always say go local. Why should you buy something from outside? And believe you me, I try as much as I can. I don't go to the Indian store. I just buy whatever is locally available, and I think most of the thing except the spices are from the supermarket, which I have got. This is from the Turkish, the green chilies are from the Turkish store, and I think that's about it. You don't miss anything. So any more questions?
Haven't none so far, but
so I think
a lot of compliments here for the spice rack and the recipes.
So thank you very, very much. I again thanks to the Consul General, Mrs. Pratibha Parker, for the lovely, lovely invite. It was really kind of you to think of me and to say that just do it, and I'm really enjoyed doing it. Thank you, Resi and Ruby, for giving all the support. You girls have been so wonderful. It just pull me up, and thank you to all my friends and family who have supported me through this and encouraging me, and they were so excited, and they are staying up. Some of them are staying up just to watch this.
What is dinkel meal in Punjabi or Hindi?
Dinkel meal, it's called spelt meal, but if you don't get it there in India, I would just use जौ का आटा or ज्वार का आटा or बाजरे का आटा. I feel that just experiment with flours, and I feel that should not be a problem. If you don't get something, just find a substitute. I have used makki ka atta instead of any other atta. In fact, I've baked cakes with, if something is not available, I had a friend who was going gluten free, and I baked a cake out of gluten-free flour for her. So like buckwheat flour, and I did a bread with that. So don't stop yourself, just experiment. What will happen? It's just that maybe it's not as tasty, and you just have to put a little extra water, or maybe less water, maybe a little more spice. But unless you experiment, you will see that once you start experimenting and getting the results, your family is going to be so supportive, because they know there's something like a surprise coming in. And it makes your dinner really, really special when your family sits together and there's a discussion, and then you're not so dependent on going to the stores, and some days you don't have ingredients, and you just figure out a way to make it happy. So I'm hoping that all of you enjoyed yourself. Thank you so very much for all the questions, and please do follow my page, and also we are putting all the recipes on at the end of this. And then you can see if there is a query, please let me know. So thank you again, and have a wonderful evening, and happy pickling.